Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Cloud 2, episode 26, I want to say. I believe it's 26. Anyway, last time, we helped Lynn recover her memories. Between episodes, since I had a reason to do it now, I did finally upgrade the Bandit Brassard, which is technically ready to go to either the Thorn Amulet or the Crystal Amulet, but that's not what we're going to do with it. Let's see. I also started on the next one a little bit. I think that's enough points. Oh yeah, definitely. We're not going to be putting it in right away, but we are going to be spectrumizing this. Look at them stats. The reason we're not is because this is going to max out stats a little bit before they're supposed to be. So we're going to hang on until we upgrade this again. Also, by doing that to the Bandit Brassard in particular, we're going to have something that I haven't really shown off yet. But we'll get to that when we get a upgrade on this. Which might be this episode, maybe next episode. We'll see. I am going to be focused on working on it a little bit. We didn't get any more Georamas, so we're just going to go ahead and move on and continue on into the dungeon. Rama Priest like cheese. As you notice, this floor had a, or may have noticed, this floor has a fishing goal. Which means that the rest of this dungeon has both fishing and Sphida as medals. As this is the first floor in the dungeon, where the water level is higher. We need to keep this in mind for a particular fish later on. So yeah. Also, I haven't actually had to do this since I started recording again. So we're going to do this little maneuver real quick. If he stops moving. There we go. That feels nice. And the reason we're doing that is because we need ABS for the bracelet. But the bracelet's not really going to hurt anything around here. And you can see with Monika's magic, since we're back to level 1-1, it doesn't do a whole lot on its own either. Of course, against these guys, it'll be fine, unless they overheal themselves. Yeah, we'll have to whack them with the sword a couple times first. Yeah, that's not going to quite work, is it? Should have got a couple more levels on this before I started to use it normally. But we also need the Wise Owl sword up a little bit, so I don't mind upgrading weapons past level 10 without the characters in the party because they're past when I originally planned. So the Wise Owl sword now is just getting attack. Of course, alternatively, we can just keep doing this. Gemron does quite a bit to that, actually. We leveled you up yet at all, or are you still level 1? I'm curious. Well, you're level 4. That explains why your attack's a little bit decent. I'm not going to be leveling all the monster transformations up for this. There I go with the ums again. This being, like I said before, in the final dungeon, it's very hard to do anything with them if you level them up. What am I doing? I think this is our first version of a wind elemental. It works the same as all the other elementals, has a ranged attack, runs up, whacks you with its fists. As you can see, well, one, we're dead. That's gonna really go for Thorn. I'm just gonna switch to the Ripod, because I do want to hit Max's stuff normally. I do have one in my inventory somewhere. Right down there. Because we don't have any revival powders yet, so Monica is unfortunately dead for the rest of the floor. And it used that on her hand. Oh boy. Off to a great start. Wasn't even paying attention. So much training up the bracelet a little bit on the way through. But it's these floors I really like in Balance Valley. I really, really do like the risen water level. Actually, I don't know if the water's higher or if the valley's just not as deep, because it looks like the bottom's like right there. So we must just be deeper in the valley. But yeah. Also, this is the first video well, not the first video. The past two I recorded technically had this, but I forgot to bring it up. You guys like the... I had to stop myself from saying, there. But if you guys like the speed-ups with the in-game music, let me know. We have yet to upload any of them, because we've only been doing it as of Chapter 3. Like I said in an earlier video, we're doing all of Chapter 3 at once before we upload anything. Or at least a good chunk of it. We're almost done with it, so I'd imagine I'd get all of Chapter 3 done before I start uploading. So we don't know how bad the copyright's going to hit with that yet. But thankfully this company is not Square Enix or a subsidiary thereof. So maybe we'll get lucky. Because not every gaming company is a complete asshole when it comes to the music of the games that are being played. Square hates people using their music in video games. They're like really protective of even like the Kingdom Hearts openings and the Final Fantasy 13 especially. I really wanted to do a Let's Play of 13 of the 13 trilogy. My god. After just doing Final Fantasy 7 and seeing how bad the boss theme was so heavily copyrighted, I don't know if I want to touch another post-NES period Final Fantasy game on the channel. It's kind of weird, because I notice I've been saying, I'm trying to do it less, but when I stop myself from saying it, I just pause. Instead of just going, oh, don't say it, and keep going on with the sentence. I just pause, and it's like, that's more of a distraction than just saying, I actually gotta make a quick trip back real quick, because this doesn't connect again. But yeah, Square's surprisingly protective over their songs and cutscenes in games. And I don't get why. Like, Final Fantasy VII is what, 20, 22 years old at this point? The original? Did that come out, what, 98, or is that in the 2000s? It was the first PlayStation 1 game, so it was probably early 2000s, right? I don't remember. When I was a kid. Of course, I was born in 99, so if it came out in 98, it wasn't when I was a kid. I just remember playing it as a young kid. It has to be even older than that, right? Because 10 is 02 and 03. I remember that because I've seen the copyright of 02, 03 appear across the bottom. I'm playing that game so many times. So when was 7? Because 9 was a couple years before that, and that was the last PlayStation 1 title. Which made that early 2000, I think. Which would have made 8, 98 or 99. Which would have made 7, 96 or older? I should just have Thorn look it up and put it on screen in all honesty. But this particular video is going to be used to hopefully get through the rest of the dungeon floors. I don't think... there are any new enemies as of the rest of the dungeon. Now. The Wind Spirit, I believe, was the last one. I think. Could be wrong on that. I'm trying to think what all enemies appear in the rest of the floor. Or in the rest of the dungeon. I know the Ivanovs do. I know the dragons make a comeback. The Necropos. The Rama. Priests. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new after this point. So I might just have Thorn speed through the dungeons. I don't think we're going to keep putting music on all of them. As we've already used about half, not quite half, but at least a quarter of the songs from the soundtrack so far. And I really want to save those for more meaningful moments. I didn't mind using all the ones up through Rainbow Butterfly Wood, which I think we have 3 or 4 more left on before we go all the way through them. So they'll still be in this episode. But moving forward, I don't want to spoil things with the music. Because a lot of the music fits themes very well, and I'd rather just go over it then. Let's see. This is the first floor we can place Sphida on, and we also have a fishing goal. This is actually a pretty easy shot, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and get this one. Now, before we get up there and actually see the number on Blur, it looks like it might be 1, but I've noticed that shots like this, where it's pretty much just straight to the goal, seem to give you 8. Whereas ones all the way across the map will only give you a 3, maybe 4. This one gave you 2. So that's a bit more fitting, but I've definitely seen it the other way around. Let's go ahead and equip Max with the Sphida Club. I'm gonna aim directly at the portal. And we are far enough away we can't aim directly at it, so I'm going to go a little light here so it actually hits the portal, otherwise I would have shot over it too fast. Been there, done that a time or two. And every time you complete Sphida, it leaves behind a chest. I'm not going to do the fishing goal here, I don't think. Should I try doing the fishing goal? The fishing goal in these 3... Ooh, level up powder. Not bad. But the fishing goal in these 3 areas are pretty big. I believe all the ones here are bigger than every other fishing goal in... Rainbow Butterfly Wood. Which is surprising because I think there's like a 68 or something in Rainbow Butterfly Wood. I think all these are around 65 or higher, I believe. I don't remember them all off the top of my head. But I do know my fishing pole's not quite strong for him yet. And we will actually be revisiting here for fishing later anyway. Because there's actually a fairly important fish here to catch. Well, then we're going to proceed to the next floor. Also, somewhere on one of these floors, we should be unlocking a cutscene. I believe it's as you go into this one. If it's not this one, it's the next one. But real quick, I'm going to go back out so Monica is healed. We'll try this again. I don't know why it wasn't letting me block Hazard, but it gave Thorn another Monica death. I think Monica's the only character that's died so far, right? He's done it twice, but... This is a Max's right-hand weapon clear. We'll do that when we come back for the fishing later. Mostly because I do want to grind up the magic. And I don't have Cedric. We did not get the cutscene in this one, which means it's going to be in the next one. I know it unlocks at some point in this dungeon. I'm going to re-equip that before I forget. And go back to Monica. But yeah, unless we come across a new enemy, I'm going to stop talking now and let Thorn speed this up. I do have to start keeping track of what songs are going to go where, so I can time out having Thorn speed it up or put music in. Or speed it up or cut it out. Which I don't think is going to happen by the end of this chapter, I don't think. Because we really only got one more floor left here. And by the time we do any sort of meaningful damage, they're healing already. Which means we gotta go this route. I did so much damage to those, and I don't know why. Oh, it's probably because they're weak to wind. That's why my sword's doing so much, too. I'm not entirely sure how my sword became a wind elemental. I don't even think that's the stat it needed to level up. And that was a bit of a longer floor because of the way I chose to do it, but we got there in the end. I'll start us right next to the sphere. 7 shots, and it looks like the hole's on the other side of the map. We'll give her a try. We gotta complete 10 of these for a certain event, which we'll get into after the final floor of this. I believe we'll have time for that in this video. I'm on the wrong character for one. You know what? We're gonna full send one of these shots and see how well it goes. Didn't quite hit the bridge. There we go. And then that only clears the bridge. Got it. That was worth a shot. I was hoping to get it all the way over there, but, you know. Should be about there. I really gotta remember to put backspin on these. That'd have been the perfect shot had I remembered backspin. I remember how to add it. It just moves the map. Thought. I remember how to add it. I think that's going to be enough to get over. Nope. Technically, we can still do this. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I've played Sphida, so I gotta get back into remembering how to properly do it. Okay, so how do you add the... I literally hit every button on this controller and it's not letting me do it. Probably have to look up in the help guide later. It's been so long since I had to do any of that. Alright. Oh, just... yeah. I don't think we're going to make it from there. It's probably going to need both the shots I had left in order to do it. So, that's going to be it for that one. It's been a hot minute since I played Spheda, so... I used to have it down completely pat. But anyway, with that, on to the last floor. Or sorry, second to last floor. My bad. Ooh, we do have one new enemy. Okay, I completely forgot about this one. And here's the new thing. I'll mute the mic for the cutscene.
So you decided to hold a fishing tournament.
Well, with all that's been going on, I think the townspeople have had a lot to worry about. Hopefully a bit of fishing will take their minds off it.
That's our mayor.
But yeah, that's the new minigame, as it were. It's really just fishing, then you take your fishing to get weighed, and if you've caught big enough ones, you get a reward. We won't be starting that quite yet. If it's still going by the time I reach the final floor, then yes, which it should be, but I'm not 100% sure. Here's our last enemy of the dungeon, the Crescent Barons. They have 3 attacks, I believe. The stab, the spin, and then they shoot a projectile. You mind coming back down, please? Oh, screw you, Gemron. Come back down. They're not letting you die again. There we go. That is our last enemy on the floor. So without any real further ado, Thorn, if you would be so kind. Alright, and that's everything on that floor. God, it's been 42 minutes already. Definitely has not felt like that long. Yeah, I got a trumpet gun that I'll probably sell. And some hunter spears. Alright. Don't know where the gate is, but the orb is right here. Can I see the gate off in the distance? Doesn't look like it, which means... Oh yeah, it's around the corner. Yeah, we could probably do this one. I need the practice anyway. Let's see here. Go to about there and there. just about enough to get me to the corner. Yep. Alright. Now if I get around here, it's just right there. Okay. Might have been a tad too hard. Yep. But it did leave it red like I wanted. How many shots are left? 3? Alright. Now from here, we only got 1 shot to make it in, so please do not hit this rock. Ah, it hit the ground first. No! That was worth a good try. You can move the ball a certain distance for the shot of a penalty. I tried being slick there, but I didn't quite have the aim high enough, which is unfortunate. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played Suda, so the more practice I can get in, the better. But yeah, I'll meet you guys at the entrance to the next floor. Unless Thorn wants to leave in this little bit of me running. If not, I'll see you guys at the next floor. Alright, the last floor of the dungeon. Lighthouse appears. Let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? That was actually a bad idea. Oh well. I should have went back and restored the monster transformation points. That is a-okay. I'm just going to pull one of these maneuvers instead. Alright, and that's all the monsters for the final floor. A lot more dragons than I remember, and I completely forgot that the beam from the moon, or the Crescent Lords, have stop. So yeah, that got a little iffy at a couple moments, but I refused to let Monica die. Another thing I want to test out about dungeon floors, because I remember this being a thing, I think, but I don't know if it's true or not. If you have any locked chests on the floor, I think after you clear them, it unlocks them. We're about to find out, because this was a key chest. Nope, okay. I feel like that was a thing, but I guess not. Those are something else I'm thinking of. I know clearing the floor opens up small key doors. I thought it opened locked chests too, I guess not. There, we got 2 shots to get her around the corner. We have to bump her once. Alright, Max, let's see what you got. And there we go. That one was much easier than the last two we had. But now that we've got these floors done, this episode's not quite done yet. I know this episode's going to look long, Thorn, and I apologize for that, but once you cut down the dungeon floors, it's going to be extremely shorter. Because almost the entirety of this episode was the dungeon floors, so after a little bit of speed up, this should only still be about 15-20 minutes? Maybe? So it's still going to be a half-hour-ish for you guys, I think. Depends on how Thorn ends up doing this. I don't think she'll cut out the floors, because it's the first time going through them, but it's completely up to her. I give her a lot of free range when it comes to editing. We now have a couple things to do in Palm Brinks. There's a reason I've been saving all these fish. This isn't what I originally intended them for, but it's what we're going to use them for, because I need to get them out of my inventory, and since I researched it a little bit, coming up there's a different way I want to do things for the thing I was originally saving them for. Let's go ahead and move on to Palm Brinks. First thing I want to do is the new fishing contest. It's not the only thing we're going to be doing while we're here, but it is going to be one of them. The fishing contest is over here next to where the circus was at the beginning of the game. I believe this is where the town hall sits. Yeah. The town hall is something else we want to visit while we're here. If it'll let us. I don't remember if you can while the fishing contest is up. But if we can, that's where I want to go to. But all those fish that we caught, we're going to submit. Weigh fish. We're going to weigh them all. We're going to start with the big one, though. That one's not that big. That's a pretty small monkey. 28. Yeah, it's pretty small. You can weigh up to 10 fish a contest. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Went to hit square to go into items. But yeah, we're going to weigh up all the fish we got, because we don't have a whole lot. The Baku should be a bit heavier. One of the best fish to get for this is the tauntauns, I think is what they're called, the little turtle-looking ones. They weigh a lot for their size. So we'll weigh all these up and meet you back when we get here. Alright, and that is the last of our fish. Now, we could technically go out and catch 3 more and weigh them up, but we only have so long for the contest ends. So we're just going to go ahead and total it up. When you total it up, you will finish the fishing contest. I highly doubt we place first place in this one. However, you do need at least 3 fish to tally up. If you just bring in 1, it won't let you finish it off. And I came in 5th. Fabio will almost always win this. He's the one that wanted you to catch the really big fish to do the thing. I just wanted to show this off. I wasn't expecting to win this one. We'll be coming back to that quite a bit later. Well, I don't know if they say quite a bit. It'll be chapter 4 probably is when we start getting into that seriously. But the reason we wanted to come here is actually for her. This is another lady you can recruit, but you have to speak to her as Monica. I've not been feeling too good lately. I'm just not up to going on a trip. I got Dr. Dell come have a look at me, but he said there's nothing wrong. But even standing normally, I feel like I'm going to fall down. It's hard to explain. It's almost as if the world has been distorted. I remember those symptoms. The time I was born, the world was in a very bad state, with more time distortions than you can possibly imagine. This had an effect on the physicality of physically weak and fragile people. Light people would get dizzy or faint, and heavier people couldn't stand at all. Maybe you're particularly susceptible to this kind of thing. Even the few time distortions we have here are enough to affect you. We can just get rid of some of the closest distortions, maybe you'll start feeling better. So if we complete 10 Spheda stages, maybe she'll join us. So we'll be checking back in with her later, as right now we've only completed 2. The one in Barda's Valley does not count towards that total, by the way. But yeah, that's about everything I wanted to cover in this episode. And we're about to approach the final part of the dungeon. However, we're not going to be moving on quite yet. We will be moving on next episode, however. But this is... No, I'm actually going to talk about it here. I was going to save this for a spoiler thing for the end of Chapter 3. So consider this your story spoiler warning. I'll give you about 10-15 seconds to clear out if you don't want spoiler on how Chapter 3 ends. If that's all this game is, and if you're watching it, you've probably played it before. But just in case you haven't. All good? Okay. At the end of Chapter 3, Lynn will disappear forever. Her character will not, but she will never be able to join your party again. This is the only stage, or the only point in the entire game you could have a character from Monica's Bracelet. I'm not going to go super hardcore into grinding them up, because I personally don't use Monica's Bracelet all that much, so I don't care a whole lot, but I do want a decent bracelet moving into Chapter 4. So I'm going to do a bit of grinding here in Chapter 3 while I have the chance to, which is going to take a little bit. I am recording this episode the 31st of December. Episode 20 should be uploading tomorrow. So, we'll be starting the new year off with the beginning of the chapter, that you would have seen long before this one comes out. Because I'll be releasing them twice a week, I think. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday. So probably uploading Saturday and Wednesday, I think, is how I'm going to do it for now. That's about even distance in the week, yeah. So it'll be a while before you even see this. So hopefully by then I have the grinding done. I do start my new job on the 6th. So I got about 6 days to get all this stuff done, which I'm really hoping on. I do want to get this done, the Final Fantasy Theory video I've been working on forever done. And then if I can get those done, I'll finally put together the Nuzlocke thing I've been promising for a few episodes. But that is a lot of stuff to try getting done in 6 days. And I'm not going to be home for all of it. It is my between job vacation, so I do have a couple other things planned. But yeah. So this is the other point in the game I can get this kind of grinding done for the bracelet with the extra synthesis points. I don't know how much I'm going to do. Because as you can see, I kind of made a mistake synthesizing the one bracelet a little too early. All my damage was coming from that bracelet. So now I gotta get a better one. Once I get a better one, it'll go a little bit faster. But yeah. Getting that point's gonna be the issue. Because these are her basic bracelets. As you can see, I was doing 3-4 damage with them the entire time. So yeah. But yeah, with that, we're going to call this episode good, guys. So I shall see you after all the grinding in the next episode, which should be the finale of Chapter 3. Hopefully. We do have to finish off Balance Valley and Starlight Canyon, so it might be 2 episodes. Depends on how long the forging of the valley takes. Did I say Stardew Valley? I think I did, didn't I? If not, I definitely thought it when I said it. So yeah, that's what's going to be coming up. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.